right back at you. Giving all honor to your fellow Francois. I am your host, Soul Master SoSa. And this is Billionaire Mindset. And today's discussion is fundamentals of mental health issues. Yeah, we're going to get to the nitty gritty around here today, y'all. And I hope that you got your seatbelt on. I hope you got two hands on the steering wheel. Because this is where teaching begins. Instructing begins. See, this is where I come in and then I fulfill, give the obligation of fulfillment. So yes, let's sit on down and let's talk a bit. Let's evaluate. Let's find out what it really is when we talk about mental health issues. So if you're ready, pile on in, sit on down, and let's converse. Yeah, that's how we do it around here. Yeah. So, it's a lot of things that I would like to hit up on today. If you notice, I do have my actual diagram up here specifying mental health is equity. All right. See, your mind is the actual substation for the military base in my aspects of reasoning to the world and how we are described as a war ground. And so each day, and I mean each day, we are at battle with ourselves. And it all comes from the mind. But yet today, I would like to first start off with some reading about mental health. Of course, I do have receipts. I do have references. And so, if you would like to follow my references and my receipts, I am in a Google format. And when researching in the Google format, what stood out to me was the lilyjoeproject.com. And what I found there in the reading was very significant, not that much in detail, but gave broad understanding of 5 surprising facts about mental health. This World Mental Health Day, we call it, to me broke off into an awareness of, let me be more subscriptive into the reading and see if I can break it down into my way of exemplifying to you all, which I have here in the dialogue. I'm very thankful that I'm able to get this opportunity, this chance to speak to you all. So yes, if you would like to follow up with me on the lilyjoeproject.com, it's a great reading. And it starts off like this. In 1992, Deputy Secretary General Richard Hunter developed World Mental Health Day, which has been observed every October 10th since, sponsored by the World Health Organization. This year's theme is Make Mental Health and well-being for all a global priority. The WHO notes on the campaign website, many aspects of mental health have been challenged, and already before the pandemic in 2019, an estimated 1 in 8 people globally were living with a mental disorder. At the same time, the services, skills, and funding available for mental health remain in short supply and fall far below what is needed, especially in low and middle income countries. In light of this special day, here are 5 surprising facts about mental health, along with places to turn to if you were ever to find yourself struggling. And so that was a slight reading. Like I say, it's not too much reading, but what caught my attention was the 5 surprising facts about mental health, and I would like to discuss that with you all, and I will hope that I will get your attention upon the reading from the lilyjoeproject.com and to the Billionaire Mindset dialogue and standard of what I perceive is saying. Okay, so number 1 from the 5 surprising facts about mental health. Number 1 is, we all have mental health. See, that's what I try to discuss with my peers and the people around me, that we all have mental health issues. We all have some type of mental health issues. Let me be descriptive. We all have physical health, and we all have mental health. And just like how we do things to care for our physical health, there are things that we can do to care for our mental health as well. And so when you combine the two, the mental health and the physical health, they go hand in hand. They go hand in glove. They go foot and shoe. Meaning they go into one another, making a complete package. So once I take away my brain, then guess what? I'm taking away all my other great components of the body. So in order for me to function with my 5 senses, my smell, my taste, my see, my hear, my touch, all these components are wrapped inside, giving me data to my brain. So when I'm giving data to my brain then process it and help my components operate within the body. So let me get more descriptive when I'm trying to get you to all understand that we are all facing mental health issues. And the issues are that we must take care of our physical just like we should take care of our mental. Because the physical is a resemblance of the mental. So what your mind is all bunched up together with issues, it will tell upon your body. So what your body says is what your mind is thinking. And to me, that's psychological thinking. So the first mental health issue is to base your body and your mind in one package psychologically. Meaning that we should always be in first awareness of what I'm thinking. So once you think something in your mind, in your conscious, your subconscious, evaluate what you're saying to yourself. Once you figure out that, hey, okay, what I'm saying is negative, don't let it come out of the body. Because it's then going to presume itself from the mind. So what the body reaction is what the mind thinking. So if I have thinking of negativity, then my body's going to react to it. So if I'm frowning, that means my mind is telling my lips to frown. Telling my nose to frown. Telling my eyes to squinch and frown. That is a great fact to me. How I know that I have a mental health issue. Why? Because I'm self-conscious. And I love the fact that I'm self-conscious because I want to be aware of what my presentation of myself is. I want to always present myself in a manner way of positive, kind, intellect, genuine, loyal, respect, humble, generous. I mean, it's abundant how I can overflow with my body and gesturing because my mind is telling you it's in these characters. It's in these qualities. It's in the fruits that I bear mentally. That's very good. Let's go to fact 2. An estimated 1 in 4 people will struggle with mental health. See, I have here emotional. See, it says 1 in 4 people will struggle with mental health. See, when you listen to that word struggle, something that is caught up, something that's in a bind, something that is having hardship. See, when an animal is in a trap and they're trying to get out, they call it struggle. See, when you are mentally in a bind, mentally in a trap, mentally in a barricade, you mentally feel in a struggle. You mentally feel that you are trapped. And so when we think about it, it's to say that an estimated 1 in 4 people worldwide will be affected by a mental health challenge at some point in their lives. This means that even if we do not personally struggle with mental health, we will likely know somebody who does. So if I'm not dealing with it, I may have a companion, or I may have a friend, or I may know someone that is close to me that is dealing with mental health mentally. And it shows physically. And so in these times, we need to be more emotional. We need to think more emotional because, see, I may not be in a trap. I may not be in a bind. I may not have any circumstances in my life that will allow me to feel in a bondage or to feel in a trap. But yet I know someone that is going through it. And that's when we must have empathy, which is an emotional character to mental health issues. And when I say emotional, I'm talking about being empathetic. Not just sympathetic, not just sympathizing with someone, not just patting them on the back, but knowing that they are facing some issues personally. And when getting across to someone that you know that are facing these hard times, we must be more mindful of our situation. I may not be going through it, but yet I know someone that is. I may be more empathetic. I must show them that, hey, I'm there for you. Hey, you can call me. You can text me if anything is on your mind instead of you going through it with yourself. Hey, give me a call. Give me a text. Hey, we'll work this thing out together. See, that's what you call sacrificial love. That's when you supply yourself to that person's needs. You give yourself to that person and let that person know that, hey, I have something going on right now, man, but what you're going through a little bit more than I expected. Hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and push my issue to the back burner, but I'm going to go ahead and cater to yours because you are unable to do it alone. You are facing a mental health issue that is more challenging or more overbearing than is realized. I'm thinking you can handle it, but really you can't. I'm thinking you can brush it off your shoulders when you really can't. I'm thinking you can bypass it, but you really can't. And so as a person that is a friend or a person that is a significant or a person that is a kinship, we must take the ability to get in our emotional character and be empathizing in that person's position. That's good. Fact 3. Suicide is the 4th leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds. So between the ages of 15 and 29, suicide is the 4th leading cause of death. See, this is where I come in, where it says social well-being. See, social well-being is saying to the individual with mental health issues that they cannot cope with civilization. They're not able to cope with being in a standard. They're not able to cope of dealing with society. This is according to the World Health Organization, which also reports that an estimated 1 in 7, which is 14%, of 10 to 19-year-olds experience mental health challenges that remain largely unrecognized and untreated. So we have people from, which is 14%, from 10 to 19 going through mental health challenges unrecognized and untreated. Why? Because these people between these age brackets don't know how to cope with society. Don't know how to understand how to manage to the standard. These people that are suffering and are in a struggle mentally don't know how to physically be in society. So they want to remove themselves from the equation of life. See, that's where we fall short at, having that lack of empathy, that lack of emotion. When I see a friend and that person may seem down and out, I'm not knowing this person could be suicidal. But yet if I go to that person and be like, look, talk to me. What's on your mind? Talk to me, please. That person can then say, hey, I'm going through these suicidal thoughts. I'm going through these suicidal motions of doing things harmly to myself. And it's also important to note that depression amongst youth has been steadily rising across the world over the last decade. In the last 10 years, we've been facing pure depression in our youth. 14% of the world right now, in the last 10% out of 8 billion people in the world, 14% between the ages of 10 and 19, people are struggling and they are depressed. Why? Because they're not able to cope mentally in civilization, in society, dealing with other people and the circumstances going on. They feel bombarded. They feel weighed down. They feel that they are in a bind, in a corner, in a trap. No one to talk to. Don't know how to adjust. Don't know how to give off that intent of talking to someone and letting them know, I don't want to be here no more. So they find themselves in a corner. They find themselves in a room. And then next thing you know, when we go check on them 2-3 days later, they're gone from this world. So that's when I'm asking that in a pure state of mental health issues, that we be more emotional with our social well-being. In a psychological state, we must first evaluate a person and their status when it comes down their physical. So if that person is always looking sad, that person is always looking mean, that person is always looking angry, that person is always giving off bad vibes, bad energy, the frequency is low, the vibration is negative, we need to stop that person right now and be like, sir, ma'am, what is going on? Yesterday you were smiling, today you're sad. What is going on? And of course we do have our ups and downs, and of course that's a part of life. But when people are consistent with emotional differences and we are not empathetic to these people's welfare and these people being fragile, guess what the first thing that we do? We stay away from them. We want to get far away from them. We want to back on up. We don't want to talk to these people. We don't want to find out what they're going through. But if that's a friend of yours, if that's a kinship of yours, if that's a significant other of yours, you need to sit that person down. You need to have a conversation with that person's mental health issue. This is a disorder that this person is facing right now. And for the last 10 years, we've been steadily rising with this young generation of kids from the ages of 10 to 19 delivering themselves to death. Because they don't want to go through the challenges of the finances, the challenges of friends in school, or they might be going through bullying, or they might be going through a hardship at home and not getting the care, the love, the appreciation, or they might be in school, they might be doing bad in grades and don't want to report it to their family, and they might be embarrassed, and they might have some type of insecurities about their weight, about their facial or their looks. Everything plays a part when someone has a mental health disorder. This is the issues that we need to focus on when it comes down to our social well-being. Because I'm steady coming out of the house in a negative format. I'm steady coming to the house with a negative format. I'm going in and out with negativity. And it's not doing me any justice. That's good. Fact 4. Certain cultures still believe that those with mental health problems are possessed by evil spirits. See, what gets me on that is, interestingly, we still see certain cultures that believe mental health problems are caused by an evil force or spirit. We know that this is not true, and part of eliminating the stigma of mental health It's disabling inaccurate myths like these. And so I truly believe in positive chakras and negative chakras. I believe in positive energy, negative energy. I believe in positive or high frequency, and I believe in negative or low frequency. I believe in, when you say vibe, you're talking about the actual connection to the environment or to an individual, or the capacity. And so, touching on these specific details of myths, the way that I lean on is optimism. Being optimistic is a part of mental wealth. And if you are lacking optimism, your type of influence to others will not be exercised with importance. So we take on the type of energy that the world delivers or the world presents. And so when speaking about mental health and giving any kind of comparison to possession or being possessed by spirits that are good or evil, this is a infatuation of the negligence of myths. I truly believe in a spiritual realm. I believe this world is a spiritual realm. I believe we are spiritual people. We are in a physical form. We are in a vessel. We are in a capsule. The world is most definitely a sphere. And being in this capsule and living in these vessels, we do have a conscious and we do have a subconscious. And just like it is when you have heaven and hell, they are both entities within the subconscious mind. It's a part of nature. We have good days, we have bad days. However, when you make a subjection to evil spirits playing a part of mental health issues, it's not so much that I'm saying that mental health issues are a root cause of evil spirits. Mental health disorder or mental health issues or mental health problems are not all rooted from being evil. A person can have lots of money on the Forbes list, billionaire status, and yet they can have a mental health breakdown from being overwhelmed, being consumed, overly consumed. And they could be going through a meltdown. They can actually go through a point in life where the consumption may be overwhelming. They have social wealth, but yet they don't have physical wealth. They don't have mental wealth. And they don't have spiritual wealth. And so having mental health problems or any type of disorder can branch off from the positive realm, the good realm, or the evil realm. But to say that mental health disorders branch off from an evil spirit, I do not agree with. Exerting a powerful influence as evil can play a role drastically upon someone who is weak-minded, or who is fragile, or who is feeble-minded, and can play a role of evil in this world. Can take over with a evil conscience, leading into evil intent, grasping on to evil behavior. However, I truly don't believe that mental health issues are solely from evil spirits, and that's why it's saying that it is a myth, and I agree. However, dealing with these type of cultural phenomenons needs more attention with an optimistic point of view. So when you think about anything with a disorder, the first breakdown is how you perceive yourself. So if you have a healthy love for yourself, you have a healthy love for your environment and your lifestyle. But yet when you have a unhealthy love for yourself, or unhealthy way of thinking about yourself, then negative intent will devour and destroy into an evil perception of your future as being a part of that evil spirit. But that is good. Number 5. A fact that many individuals still lack access to proper mental health care. And that's true. For one of the example, I have said here, mental health is important at every stage of life. Every stage of life. The Guardian reports that an estimated 8 million people experiencing mental health problems cannot get access to the appropriate specialist help. In addition, an estimated 374,000 individuals under the age of 18 are currently on a waiting list for support. Not saying that we have 374,000 individuals under the age of 18. No, we're talking about how we have lack of experience, lack of specialists, lack of people with pure support to take care of these thousands of people that are under the age of 18, facing and battling and struggling with mental health disorder. We have children, young adults waiting in line, got a name on the list, waiting for a call to get specialist help, qualified therapeutic help. See, hospitalization has always been second nature when it comes down to a fragment, just a fragment of the mental. But yet we spend so much money on mental health, all these conventions, all these seminars, all these rallies, all these acquisitions, all these articles, all this propaganda. We talk about mental health as if it's not really a real topic to talk about, but yet we just throw it in the air like we throw love in the air. We're talking about love so vagantly as if it don't have attachments to it. See, mental health disorder has pure attachments. to the point where we are dealing with people that are experiencing so much of problems that we don't have enough consumption of counselors in hospitals, in the actual clinics, in the actual field, period. See, that's why I'm studying clinical psychology now, because I want to be a part of that lack of access. Because I know at one time in my life, I didn't have the proper mental health care. I didn't have the proper person to talk to. I didn't have the proper guidance to say, hey, what's going on with me? See, I had to figure this thing out on my own. I had to go sit down somewhere. I had to go put a dunce hat and get in a corner and look at myself in the mirror, evaluate myself. Why? Because there was no maintenance on the outside to come in and help me. Yeah, I thought my future was going to be once deceased mannered. I just knew any day I'll turn on my car blow up. I knew one day that I'll be driving on the bridge and I just jerk my hand, drive off the bridge. Yeah, I've had mental health issues myself, and now I know that we don't have enough clinical psychologists to take care of these patients. If it wasn't for my indignation, my power, my will, my passion of wanting to change my character, wanting to change my persona, wanting to change my way of thinking, then I wouldn't be here today. I would still be living in a rut, feeling sorry for myself, mad at the world, and disgrading my body. Yet people come to me, oh, you're clever, oh, you wise, oh, you intelligent, oh, you're knowledgeable, oh, you're detailed, oh, you eccentric, oh, you full of light. I've heard all that. Why? Because yes, of course, I'm a good person at heart, but at that time, that's not what I was really thinking. That's not how I was really feeling. I walked around with a mask on. I walked around with a coat on. I walked around with a breastplate on, covering my heart, covering my mind, covering my body, because I didn't want to be exposed to the truth. I walked in true falsehood. And that was the decision plan for my life. And I knew I was going to be one of those type of people that was going to take myself out one day. See, this is one of those critical psychology experiments that I want on myself. One of those stigmas. See, this is what I was going through at a young age. This is what I was going through as an intermediate. See, I was right there along with those 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. Yeah, I was battling with being incarcerated. Yeah, I was one of those people that I had to go to a psych. Yeah, I had to go get some medicine. Yeah, I had to go tell someone that, hey, y'all better take care of me. If not, I'm going to take care of myself. Yeah, I'm the type that I had one day here, next day, there you go mentality. So I'm able to relate with this here coalition. I'm able to relate with these here dialogues. I'm able to relate with these articles. I'm able to relate with what I'm saying because I've lived it. For 20 years, I've lived it. I've had mental health problems, so I'm able to talk about it. I'm able to help people overcome what they're going through. I'm able to will myself to their will. Sacrifice. Be empathetic. Be loving. Caring. Listening. This is what I chose to do because I had to come out of that rut. And I know the people that are waiting in line here, waiting on specialists, 374,000 individuals. I was one of those individuals. But I got myself out of it. I pulled myself up. I dust my shoulders off. I cleaned up and re-strapped my boots. I took off that old helmet. I took off that old mask, those shades, that trench coat. I put them guns down. I laid them knives away. I looked in the mirror, and yes, it wasn't a good sight to see mentally. It wasn't a good sight to see physically. But I knew I could help. I could be helped. I knew that someone was going to come one day and save me from my self-destruction. However, mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. And we know that the statistics are staggering. But we want everyone to also know that there's hope. I want you to know there's hope. And we do have strategies, and I do have strategies to improve mental health. And I do have resources for accessing mental health care. This is a platform you can come to and talk to me. And we can talk, and we can discuss, and we can figure this thing out, and we can get some help, and we can shed off those scales. See, in one of my 3 evaluations here, comprehensive overview of prevalent mental health problems. Number 2, understand the factors contributing to mental health challenges. And number 3, analyzing the impact of mental health on individuals and society. These are the mental health equity. These are the 3 ways that I know how to break down mental health issues: psychological, emotional, and social well-being. I have a formula when it comes down to this platform of mental health. And of course, it took me 25 years, of course. And we all have the natural ability. We all have the natural aptitude. We all have the natural power. We all have the potential, the qualities, the capacity to be brilliant. And that's why I have placed myself in this realm today as calling you a billionaire. Because your mind isn't really corrupted. All we need is to overview and look over what's going on with the mental. How to change route, how to decipher, how to angle your situation of your challenges on a daily basis as an individual in society. Affirmations, I love doing affirmations. Meditating, I love doing meditation. Speaking my mind in the mirror. I love going to the mirror and telling myself how good and great and gracious I am, and how I am going to display and be reciprocal to society. See, I want to make sure that my good outweigh my bad. See, I want to produce a healthy love for not only yourself, but those around you. See, I want to develop a love that not only is your well-being is contributed, but when people come around you, they feel your energy. They feel that vibe. They declare that, hey, man, ooh, you've changed. Ooh, I feel something different about you. Ooh, man, you was thinking like this, but now you're thinking better. Oh, man. And it's all about having a healthy conscience. A healthy subconscious, even when you're about to go to sleep, and even though you're about to go into your sleep realm, you gotta produce proper skill set of being crafted in an environment mentally, knowing that when you wake up, those decisions, those extended words that you were speaking to yourself the day before can still roll over to the next day, and you still can be on top of a healthier conscious. You don't have to live in your past. You have a future. You do not have to make things difficult. You can make them easy. And when we create these type of environments, then we understand that as challenges are only opportunity to get better. See, it's all about achieving your challenges. They're just tasks there for you to be enhanced, to be engraved with remarkable intent of showing someone that hey, I can overcome stress. Hey, I can overcome depression. Hey, I can overcome being in the negative. Hey, I'm in the positive now. Hey, I've changed my way of thinking. Hey, I'm ready to be exuberant. I'm ready to show that I am different. And that's where you become a billionaire mindset. That's when you become a gift to the world. That's when you become full of light. And that's when you know that you have a brighter future. And I thank you all for allowing me to be a part of your life, allowing me to get on my platform and speak words of edification and words of gratification and bringing significance and bringing love. See, those are the moments of mental health equity, that we can have a union. Yeah, we can have togetherness. Yeah, we can come together and we can spear positivity in one another. We can embrace one another. We can be factors. This reading was very intentional for this here episode, and I would like to also admonish that the World Health Organization is every October. So the month of October, which actually the day of celebration is the 10th. Okay, so it's 10/10. Okay, and 10/10 is the actual when it comes down to angelical configuration, it means divine intermission. So divine intervention. So having a divine intervention is knowing that you can overcome depression, you can overcome crisis, you can overcome disorders and issues that are mentally challenging. So that's why it's 10/10 angelically, or with having such a high frequency within the month of October. On the 10th day each year, the World Health Organization, we celebrate mental health recovery. Okay, mental health and well-being will be a global priority, and we must know that not only in October, but every month, every week, every day, every second, that we will make our mental health priority. For we all have it, because we should be working daily on ourselves. Hey guys, I'm working on me every day. I'm working on my mental health every day. I'm working on my physical health every day. I'm working on my spiritual health every day. I'm working on my financial health every day. I'm working on my economical health every day. Why? Because these are the fundamentals of my mental health issues that I should be that it should be priority to me every day. I want to be psychologically sane. I want to be emotionally sane. I want to be social well-being sane. I want to know how to act in public. I want to know how to act around crowds of people. I want to know how to go against my challenges and be victorious and come out a conqueror. So I must work on my equity. I must work on my equity, my life's equity every day. And everything starts from the mind. All right. I thank you all once again, and blessings again to each and every one. We are very special. We are special people. Hey, y'all don't forget, you can hold your own. You can be divine. You can be intelligent. You are significant in this world. You are talented. You are skillful. You are crafted differently from everyone else. Tell yourself that. Put that type of pressure in your life. Put that positive building aspect in your life. You are expensive. You are quality. You are high class. You are an elite. You are great. You walk in abundance. You stand in your power. That's how I put the pressures in my life. I put forth the necessary mindset for my future each and every day. Thank you once again. Giving all honor to Yoga Fellow Francois. I am your host, Swoll Master SoSa, and this is Brilliant Mindset. Allah, holla, and shulamai, and stalamai.